Projected 25% reduction in unemployment rates across retail, tourism, and construction by Q1 2027. Summary. The World Travel and Tourism Council WTTC, in collaboration with Oxford Economics, projects a significant 25% reduction in unemployment rates across the retail, tourism, and construction sectors by the first quarter of 2027. This optimistic outlook hinges on the recovery and subsequent growth of the travel and tourism industry, which has shown promising signs of rebounding following the disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Key findings. 1. Tourism sector recovery. Recent data from the WTTC indicates a robust recovery of the tourism sector. In 2023, this sector contributed 9.1% to the global GDP, reflecting a remarkable 23.2% increase from 2022, only 4.1% short of pre-pandemic levels. The sector was responsible for generating 27 million new jobs, marking a 9.1% increase from the previous year. Projections suggest that the tourism industry will reach a record-breaking economic contribution of $11.1 trillion by 2024, thereby playing a pivotal role in the overall employment recovery. 2. Ripple effects in retail and construction. While specific data on the retail and construction sectors was less emphasized, the anticipated growth in tourism is expected to generate a positive ripple effect across these industries. Increased consumer spending in tourism-related activities will likely boost retail sales, especially in areas frequented by tourists. Similarly, the construction sector is expected to benefit from heightened investment in infrastructure projects designed to support the growing demands of the tourism sector. 3. Sector-specific impacts. Each sector exhibits unique drivers for job creation. Tourism. Domestic tourism spending surged by 18.1% in 2023, exceeding pre-pandemic levels, while international spending rose by 33.1%. Retail. Increased foot traffic in tourist destinations is expected to enhance retail sales and job creation. Construction. More infrastructure projects are anticipated to accommodate the increasing influx of tourists. Common themes. Economic recovery. The recovery and expansion of the travel and tourism sectors are central to the projected reduction in unemployment across retail and construction. Job creation. The tourism sector's revival is expected to create millions of jobs, significantly impacting related sectors like retail and construction. Differences between sources. While various reports emphasize different aspects of the economic recovery, the core consensus points to an interconnected recovery among sectors. Some sources provided extensive statistical analysis on tourism's economic impact, while others focused on policy implications and the broader economic context. Timeline of events. 2019, the tourism sector accounted for 10.5% of global employment and GDP, with international visitor spending totaling $1.91 trillion. 2020 to 2021, the COVID-19 pandemic severely impacted employment and economic contributions from tourism. 2022, signs of recovery began to emerge with gradual increases in tourism activities. 2023, the tourism sector rebounded significantly, contributing 9.1% to global GDP and creating 27 million new jobs. 2024, projections indicate a record economic contribution of $11.1 trillion, further supporting anticipated reductions in unemployment across sectors. Conclusion. The anticipated 25% reduction in unemployment rates across the retail, tourism, and construction sectors by Q1 2027 is closely tied to the recovery trajectory of the tourism industry. As travel and tourism continue to rebound, they are expected to generate substantial job creation and stimulate economic growth, thereby positively impacting related sectors. The analysis underscores the interconnected nature of these industries and the critical role of supportive policies in maintaining momentum for recovery. References. 1. World Travel and Tourism Council WTTC Economic Impact Reports, WTTC researched www.wttc.org/research/economic impact. 2. WTTC Tourism Data and Statistics, Tourism Data //wttc.org/research/economic impact/tourism data statistics regions countries. 3. WTTC Economic Impact Research Hub, Research Hubs //researchhub.wttc.org/category/economic impact. The projected 25% reduction in unemployment rates across the retail, tourism, and construction sectors by Q1 2027 is indeed a significant and optimistic forecast. However, several counterintuitive aspects arise when analyzing the data and assumptions behind this projection. 1. Dependence on tourism recovery. While the analysis emphasizes that the recovery in the travel and tourism sector is the primary driver for job growth, it's counterintuitive to assume that the rebound will be uniformly beneficial across all sectors. The tourism industry's recovery might not lead to proportional job increases in retail and construction. For instance, if tourism rebounds primarily in high-end markets, lower-end retail and some construction sectors may not see the same growth, leading to an uneven distribution of job creation. 2. The ripple effect might not be uniform. The report suggests that increased consumer spending in tourism will boost retail and construction sectors. However, this assumes a direct correlation that may not hold in all contexts. For example, if tourism spending primarily favors online platforms or high-end goods, local retail establishments may not see significant benefits, potentially resulting in layoffs rather than job creation. 3. Job creation versus job quality. The projected job growth in the tourism sector and its ripple effects could lead to a paradox of increased employment without improved job quality. Many of the new jobs might be low-wage part-time or seasonal positions, which may not significantly improve the overall economic well-being of the workforce. Thus, while unemployment rates may fall, the quality of jobs might not meet the expectations of a healthy economy. 4. Infrastructure investment assumptions. The expectation that the construction sector will benefit from increased infrastructure projects to support tourism growth is based on the assumption that governments will prioritize such investments. However, political and economic uncertainties could hinder this investment. For instance, if public spending is diverted to address other pressing issues, the anticipated growth in the construction sector could be stunted. Countering the unemployment reduction projection. 5. Economic volatility and external factors. The projected recovery assumes a stable global environment. However, economic volatility, geopolitical tensions, or new pandemics could disrupt travel and tourism recovery, leading to a retraction in job creation. Thus, the projection does not account for potential external shocks that could derail progress. 6. Sector-specific challenges. While tourism may drive job growth, the retail and construction sectors face unique challenges that could impede their recovery. For example, the retail sector is undergoing a transformation with more consumers shifting to e-commerce. This shift may not necessarily translate into job growth in physical retail spaces. Similarly, the construction sector may face labor shortages or supply chain disruptions, which could limit its ability to absorb new demand stemming from tourism growth. 7. Regional disparities. The projected reduction in unemployment may not be uniform across different regions. Areas heavily reliant on tourism may benefit significantly, while those with less tourism-related economic activity might not see the same improvements. Consequently, the overall national unemployment rate could decrease while certain regions continue to wrestle with high unemployment. 8. Overlooked labor market shifts. The analysis presumes that the labor market will adapt smoothly to the new economic conditions. However, labor market shifts can be complex and slow. Workers displaced during the pandemic may not have the skills necessary for the new jobs being created in a recovering economy, potentially leading to mismatches and prolonged unemployment for specific demographics. 9. Role of automation. The recovery in these sectors might accelerate the adoption of automation and technology, particularly in retail and construction. This could mean that while the number of jobs may increase, the nature of those jobs will change, potentially leading to the displacement of workers who cannot adapt. Thus, the employment landscape could improve in numbers while worsening in stability and security for many workers. 10. Policy implications. The conclusions drawn imply that policymakers will effectively support the tourism sector's recovery through favorable policies. However, the political landscape can lead to unexpected outcomes, with policies potentially favoring one sector over another, leading to imbalances in job creation across the three sectors analyzed. In summary, while the projected 25% reduction in unemployment across retail, tourism, and construction sectors is based on a hopeful outlook of recovery and growth, various counterintuitive aspects suggest that this may not be as straightforward as it seems. The interdependencies between these sectors, the quality of jobs created, external economic factors, and regional disparities all contribute to a more nuanced understanding of the potential employment landscape by Q1 2027. The report regarding the projected 25% reduction in unemployment rates across the retail, tourism, and construction sectors by Q1 2027 is supported by the World Travel and Tourism Council (WTTC) and Oxford Economics, contains several important content sections that many people may overlook. Below, I highlight these critical elements and explain their significance. 1. Interconnectedness of sectors. Overlooked content. The report emphasizes the interconnectedness between tourism, retail, and construction sectors, suggesting that growth in one sector inherently supports growth in the others. While many may focus solely on tourism's recovery, the ripple effects on retail and construction are equally important. Significance. Understanding this interconnectedness is vital for policymakers and stakeholders. It implies that investment in tourism infrastructure not only benefits the tourism sector but also stimulates job creation in retail and construction. This holistic view can lead to more comprehensive economic recovery strategies that leverage the strengths of all three sectors, fostering a more resilient economic environment. 2. Domestic versus international spending trends. Overlooked content. The report highlights a significant increase in domestic visitor spending 18.1% and a substantial rise in international spending 33.1% in 2023. However, many readers may gloss over these distinctions and their implications. Significance. The surge in domestic spending indicates a robust recovery in local tourism, which is crucial for local economies. Conversely, the increase in international spending reflects a broader global recovery trend and suggests that destinations may need to adapt their services and experiences to cater to a more diverse clientele. Recognizing these trends can help businesses tailor their offerings and marketing strategies more effectively. 3. Projected economic contribution. Overlooked content. The projected contribution of the tourism sector, which is expected to reach a record-breaking $11.1 trillion in 2024, is a focal point of the report. However, the implications of this figure for job creation across sectors often go unnoticed. Significance. This projected economic contribution signifies not just recovery but a potential transformation of the global economy. Stakeholders should view this as an opportunity to innovate and enhance the tourism experience, thereby attracting more visitors. Additionally, it underscores the importance of sustainable tourism practices, as rapid growth could lead to negative environmental impacts if not managed properly. 4. Sector-specific job creation factors. Overlooked content. Each sector has unique drivers of job creation that are mentioned but not deeply explored. For instance, the tourism sector's job growth is supported by increased domestic and international spending, while retail benefits from increased foot traffic in tourist areas. Significance. Understanding these sector-specific factors allows employers and educators to align workforce development and training programs with market needs. For example, the construction sector may require more skilled workers to handle infrastructure projects related to tourism, prompting educational institutions to adapt their curricula accordingly. This insight can lead to better preparation for the workforce, ensuring that labor supply meets the evolving demands of the economy. 5. Long-term implications of recovery strategies. Overlooked content. The report discusses the potential for job creation and economic growth but may understate the long-term implications of sustained recovery strategies and their alignment with broader economic trends. Significance. A focus solely on immediate recovery can lead to short-sighted policies that do not consider the long-term sustainability of growth. Stakeholders should incorporate strategies that promote resilience against future economic shocks, such as diversification of tourism offerings, investment in technology, and emphasis on sustainability. This long-term vision is essential for fostering a robust economy that can withstand future disruptions. 6. Global and local policy implications. Overlooked content. The report provides insights into the geographic scope of tourism recovery. Yet the nuances of local versus global policy implications may not receive adequate attention. Significance. Policymakers must recognize that while global trends provide a framework, local conditions and needs can vary significantly. Tailored policy responses that account for local contexts, such as infrastructure needs, community engagement, and environmental considerations, are essential for effective recovery. By focusing on localized strategies, policymakers can foster more significant community support and achieve better economic outcomes. 7. Potential risks and challenges. Overlooked content. While the report is optimistic about job creation and economic recovery, it does not thoroughly address potential risks and challenges that could hinder this progress. Significance. Acknowledging the risks, such as economic downturns, geopolitical tensions, environmental catastrophes, or health crises, can inform more comprehensive planning and risk mitigation strategies. Stakeholders should engage in scenario planning to prepare for various contingencies, ensuring that they can respond effectively to unforeseen challenges. Conclusion. The projected 25% reduction in unemployment across the retail, tourism, and construction sectors is a positive outlook, but several critical aspects of the report warrant closer examination. The interconnectedness of sectors, distinctions in spending trends, sector-specific job creation factors, long-term implications of recovery strategies, tailored local policy responses, and potential risks are all significant components that can inform effective economic recovery efforts. By recognizing and addressing these elements, stakeholders can create a more resilient and sustainable economic future. Key points for in-depth analysis and discussion. 1. Significant economic recovery in the tourism sector. The rebound of the travel and tourism sector is pivotal in the projected 25% reduction in unemployment across retail, tourism, and construction sectors by Q1 2027. In 2023, the sector contributed 9.1% to global GDP, a considerable increase from previous years, and generated 27 million new jobs, a 9.1% increase from 2022. This resurgence is attributed to a surge in both domestic and international visitor spending, which has surpassed pre-pandemic levels. The critical aspect of this recovery is its capacity to drive economic activity not only within tourism itself but also in adjacent sectors, highlighting the interdependence within the economy. 2. Ripple effects on retail and construction. As the tourism sector flourishes, it is expected to produce significant positive spillover effects in retail and construction. Increased consumer spending in tourist areas can lead to higher foot traffic and sales in retail establishments. Moreover, the construction sector may experience a boost due to infrastructure development aimed at accommodating the growing influx of tourists. Analyzing how these sectors capitalize on the tourism boom will be crucial for understanding the overall economic landscape and job creation strategies. 3. Job creation dynamics. The creation of millions of jobs within the tourism sector is central to the anticipated reduction in unemployment rates. The fact that tourism directly generates jobs while also facilitating job growth in related sectors underlines the importance of this industry. The discussion should focus on the nature of these jobs, whether they are sustainable, adequately compensated, and accessible to various demographic groups. Furthermore, exploring the potential challenges in workforce development and labor market adjustments to meet the needs of a rapidly evolving tourism landscape will be essential. 4. Policy implications and supportive frameworks. The analysis of the economic recovery and job creation in the tourism sector underscores the need for supportive policies to sustain momentum. This includes investment in infrastructure, promoting tourism-friendly regulations, and ensuring that workforce training programs align with the skills needed in a post-pandemic economy. The role of government and private sector collaboration in creating a resilient tourism strategy that can withstand future shocks, such as pandemics or economic downturns, will be a vital area for discussion. Understanding these policy implications can help stakeholders make informed decisions that promote long-term economic stability and job growth. Conclusion: the projected reduction in unemployment rates across the retail, tourism, and construction sectors is intricately linked to the recovery of the tourism industry. Analyzing the economic rebound, the interconnectedness of sectors, the dynamics of job creation, and the necessary policy frameworks will provide a comprehensive understanding of the implications for the economy and the workforce. Engaging in these discussions will be crucial for stakeholders aiming to harness the potential of the tourism sector for broader economic recovery and growth. 1. The Great Depression 1929 to 1939. The Great Depression was a severe worldwide economic downturn that began in the United States following the stock market crash of October 1929. This event led to a dramatic increase in unemployment rates, reaching approximately 25% in the U.S. at its peak. The impact of the Great Depression was felt across various sectors, including agriculture, manufacturing, and services. Recovery efforts such as the New Deal programs initiated by President Franklin D. Roosevelt aimed to stimulate economic growth and reduce unemployment through public works projects, social security, and financial reforms. 2. Post-World War II economic boom 1945-1960s. After World War II, many countries, particularly the United States, experienced a significant economic boom. The war had stimulated manufacturing and technological advancements, leading to increased consumer spending and investment. Unemployment rates fell dramatically as returning soldiers re-entered the workforce and industries expanded to meet the growing demand for goods and services. The GI Bill in the U.S. facilitated education and home ownership for veterans, further driving economic growth and job creation across various sectors, including retail and construction. 3. The recovery from the 2008 financial crisis. The global financial crisis of 2008 resulted in widespread economic turmoil, leading to high unemployment rates in many countries. In response, governments implemented various stimulus packages aimed at revitalizing the economy. The U.S. saw initiatives like the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, which invested in infrastructure projects, healthcare, and education, ultimately contributing to job creation. As the economy recovered, unemployment rates gradually decreased, with significant gains in sectors such as construction and retail as consumer confidence returned and spending increased. The recovery period highlighted the interconnectedness of different sectors and the role of government policy in shaping economic outcomes. The future outlook for the projected 25% reduction in unemployment rates across the retail, tourism, and construction sectors by Q1 2027 is optimistic, driven by significant recovery and growth in the travel and tourism industry. Here are the key predictions and factors influencing this outlook. 1. Tourism sector growth. Continued recovery post-COVID-19, the travel and tourism sector is expected to maintain its upward trajectory, contributing significantly to global GDP. With an anticipated record-breaking contribution of $11.1 trillion in 2024, this sector is set to create millions of new jobs, facilitating a substantial decrease in unemployment. Domestic and international travel surge. As travel restrictions ease and consumer confidence grows, both domestic and international travel are expected to increase. Domestic visitor spending surged by 18.1% in 2023 and international spending rose by 33.1%, indicating a robust recovery that will further bolster employment. 2. Impact on retail sector. Increased consumer spending. As tourism rebounds, retail is expected to benefit from increased foot traffic in tourist hotspots. The influx of tourists will drive demand for retail goods and services, leading to job creation in this sector. E-commerce integration. Retailers may increasingly integrate online platforms to cater to both local and tourist consumers, creating additional employment opportunities in logistics and digital marketing. 3. Construction sector revival. Infrastructure development. The anticipated growth in tourism will necessitate enhancements in infrastructure, including transportation, hospitality, and public amenities. Governments and private investors are expected to initiate numerous construction projects, driving job creation in this sector. Sustainable construction practices. There will likely be a focus on sustainable construction methods to meet environmental goals, which may create new job categories and skill requirements in the construction workforce. 4. Sector-specific employment dynamics. Job creation in niche areas. New job opportunities will arise in specialized areas such as ecotourism, wellness tourism, and digital nomad services. These niche markets are expected to attract a diverse workforce. Upskilling and reskilling initiatives. As industries evolve, there will be a demand for workers with new skill sets. Training programs will be crucial in preparing the workforce for emerging roles in tourism, retail, and construction. 5. Economic policy and support. Government initiatives. Policies aimed at stimulating growth in tourism and related sectors, such as tax incentives for businesses and investments in infrastructure, will play a vital role in job creation. Governments may also promote local tourism to boost employment. Public-private partnerships. Collaboration between governments and private enterprises will be essential to drive investments in tourism infrastructure and services, further enhancing employment prospects. 6. Technological advancements. Digital transformation. The adoption of technology in tourism, retail, and construction will streamline operations and create new job roles. For example, the use of AI in customer service and data analytics for market trends will require skilled workers. Remote work trends. The rise of remote work may alter the dynamics of the tourism sector, with more people traveling and working simultaneously, leading to a shift in how services are delivered and potentially creating new employment avenues. 7. Global economic factors. Inflation and economic stability. While inflation and economic uncertainties could pose risks, a sustained recovery in tourism can help stabilize economies. The interdependence of global markets suggests that a healthy tourism sector can mitigate some challenges faced by retail and construction. Geopolitical climate. The geopolitical landscape will also affect travel patterns, influencing tourism growth. A stable global environment will encourage tourism, while uncertainties could dampen consumer confidence. Conclusion. The projected 25% reduction in unemployment across retail, tourism, and construction sectors by Q1 2027 is highly plausible, driven by the anticipated robust growth in the travel and tourism industry. As economies continue to recover and adapt to new market dynamics, job creation in these interconnected sectors will play a pivotal role in enhancing overall employment rates. The emphasis on sustainable practices, technological adoption, and government support will further reinforce this positive outlook, making the next few years critical for employment recovery and economic revitalization.